So cooking now. There we go. Okay. Hello. How's it going? Um, this one is gonna be a little loosey-goosey for several reasons. They'll get you as they come up. Um, but I am, as I'm sure you can see and hear, dog sitting and house sitting, and not in my normal kitchen. Um, which has the benefit of having several things in it that I don't own. Um, so I can use them to make recipes better. Uh, so I'm doing, this is kind of just like a miscellaneous things that are easier with equipment that my parents own that I don't, um, such as an ice cream maker and a coffee maker, and having coffee on hand. Uh, so start off. What is this? I'm making all of the recipes in Stardew Valley. Um, I have some rules for this challenge. God, I think that probably, hold on. Okay, maybe actually you can't hear the very loud drinking of water that my family dog is doing. But if you can, sorry, he lives here too. He's actually the only one who lives here. Okay. Cooking all of the recipes that you can cook through cooking in said game. Rule one, have to use all of the ingredients listed in the game. Maybe exceptions for specific types of fish. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it to see if that's needed. Um, Rule two, I can add any other ingredients that are not available in the game. So like ice cream, I can add vanilla because there's not vanilla in Stardew Valley. Um, the sort of um, not inverse. Part of that is that if it is available in the game and is not listed as an ingredient, I can't use it. Um, so it, I can't use eggs in ice cream because there's not eggs in ice cream in Stardew Valley, which means that I have to do something different than I was planning, um, etc. I also actually just realized I can't do strawberries, so I'll have to figure out what I want to do for the pink one. Oh well. Um, as much as possible, create the recipes myself. I'm not super doing that. It's ice cream. It's kind of, I mean, you can like do variations, but I don't know off the top of my head how to use an ice cream maker, so I did look up. Sorry, the dog is coughing. um, I am pretty much using recipe for ice cream, and just going with it. Rule four, as much as possible, use local and or foraged ingredients. I'm not really doing that on this one. I There probably are things I could get, like, I mean, I could have probably tried to find some like local or local-ish milk, um, but I'm already like not get my own house and all that stuff. So I don't really have that on this one. Five, as much as possible, take inspiration from the in-game images and descriptions. Six, as much as possible, try to make them actually tasty, even if they're not necessarily pitched as it. Connie, do not. You cannot come up on the counter. No, I see you. Uh-uh. Nope. Rule seven, have fun. Um, Connie is also my cat is also here because I'm here for like a week, so Uh, I did not multi-level marketing pyramid scheme pet care. I just brought her with me to dog sit. Let me find ice cream on here because I'm gonna do that one first, I think, and then while it's in the ice cream maker, I'll do the triple shot espresso. I haven't fully made up my mind on what I'm doing on a triple shot espresso. Um, Ice cream. Where are you in this list? I should have searched, but here we are. Ice cream. It's hard to find. It's hard to find someone who doesn't like this. Beautiful and true. Ingredients are milk and sugar. Um, and notably, not eggs. Which I will explain now. So I was gonna do some like cooking show movie magic. I made some ice cream base yesterday. Um, and I'm gonna put this in another container because I want to use this bowl. And so my plan was this is like half of what I was planning on making. I was going to put this in the thing during this stream and then like make the other half prep it um on stream and then be like, oh look, it's already ready. Because the recipe I looked at was like, oh, you need to cool it for like 4 hours at least before you can put it in an ice cream maker. But it just said until it's cold. And another step that was sort of in the middle there got it cold, I think, way faster than they expected it to. So I think it'll be fine, actually. Um, but that was a recipe that you make like a custard, which has egg yolks in it, which I didn't realize until today when I was like actually preparing for this. I was like, oh, I can't do that. So I am still going to ice creamify this later on my own time, but it is not going to be the Stardew Valley ice cream. So I need to find a container. I guess this is probably no. Is there a lid to this one? The other thing about being in a different location is I'm like, where are well, not so, Connie, do not hiss at him. He's literally just walking by. It's fine. This is too small of a container. I've made a horrible mistake. Um, this should be fine. Um, yeah, so we're gonna start over and make other ice cream to be the Stardew Valley ice cream TM. Um, I'm gonna have to rinse out this bowl. Maybe I should have done that before, but oh well. Get in here. I mean, this smells good. It just smells like vanilla. Um, because I only put vanilla. I was also so my plan actually was to like not make the ice cream particularly look like the Stardew Valley ice cream because when I went grocery shopping yesterday, they out of mint extract, which was my thought for the green. Because the ice cream in Stardew Valley is like a pink one, a green one, and a white one. And I was like, okay, I'll do mint for the green one because I like mint ice cream. And I don't want to give in to the pistachio lobbyists, so I don't want to get pistachios. And I think lime would be better as sherbet or like sorbet than as ice cream. So that sort of covers green options. Also, the nice thing about matcha ice cream would be good. That is, there's tea leaves in Stardew. Maybe matcha powder would be okay. I don't know. We'll see if that ever like comes up. And I'm like, actually, I think it's worth using matcha powder, but whatever. I'm gonna put this in the fridge. So they didn't have mint extract, and so I was like, okay, well, I guess maybe I'll just only make vanilla, and it's fine. And I was going to this morning go and get, I'm making soup for dinner. And so I was going to go get bread from this bakery that's near my parents' house that I like. That is also the only like bread focused bakery around here. There's others, but they're all like cafes and have like pastries and don't really have like loaves of bread. Um, which is also fun, but not what I was looking for. But it's closed on Sundays, which was really sad to me. Um, it's also closed on Mondays, so I can't go tomorrow. Also, I have to like work tomorrow, and I like work the whole time they're open. Um, so there was that plan. But I was gonna like also pick up some like cookies or something to crumble into the ice cream. Um, what am I looking for? I think I'm looking for the ice cream recipe. I know where it is. Um, yeah, so then my vanilla ice cream with cookie bits plan was out. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm just making vanilla ice cream. But then since I couldn't get bread for my soup at the bakery, I went back to the grocery store. I went back to a different grocery store and got bread this morning. And they did have mint extract. So I was like, oh, I'll get this. I'll get a little bit more cream so that I can make slightly more of the ice cream. And then I'll lose my train of thought. I'll do my original like mint strawberry plan. But then I got home and was realizing that I can't use my egg ice cream. Actually, I realized that at the store, and I was like, oh, well, I'm getting mint anyway. And then I also realized that strawberries are in Stardew Valley also, so I can't do strawberry ice cream. Um, so I don't know what I'm doing for the pink, and maybe I'm just gonna make it all mint. I was planning on doing three things. Let's poke around. Let's see what might go good with mint and might be pink and isn't in Stardew Valley. They have cherries, right? I'm pretty sure there's cherries. There are cherries. Okay, can't do. I think there's like probably some maraschino cherries in here. Can't do that. Like a Coke ice cream. Okay, I am in screen. Maybe like a cola ice cream could be good. And that would maybe, then maybe I should do lime for the green one. I love like a Coke and lime. I'm like, I don't even really drink, honestly, any soda. Um, but on its own, but like, I love like a rum and Coke. Um, and I also sometimes will make what I call a virgin rum and Coke, which is just Coke and lime juice. Like it's technically like a Cuba Libre. Yeah, that's what I call it. I call it a virgin Cuba Libre. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm just gonna make all of it mint ice cream, but I'll food color it differently. That seems like honestly kind of a move. Um, yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Let me actually make some ice cream. I'm gonna make it all together and then I will like separate it into three and color it that way, especially if I'm doing the same flavor for everything. Okay. Um, I need to okay, this is okay, I'm like not actually really using a recipe. I'm Frankensteining together multiple recipes. We're all good. Measuring cups and spoons. Uh, there's no egg recipes. Like, you don't need to cook it. But I think I probably will because I think that'll be a good way to get well, maybe the sugar will dissolve all fine. You know what? No, we're gonna not cook this. I'll put this away properly instead of putting it back in the plate. Okay. Bowl. Wrong bowl. Bowl. It's weird. I'm doing it the other way. I'm changing my mind. Alright. I'm gonna basically make it the way that I made it yesterday, but without eggs and in this other way. Okay. Um, the total amount of cream that I have is the amount of cream that I need, so I'm not gonna bother to measure that. Oh boy, this may not be a large enough pot. It's fine. That'll be fine. Okay. Um, what I need, I need a cup and a half of milk, and it calls for whole milk, and we don't have that. We have 2%, and I didn't want to buy more milk, especially because I'm not going to use up all of this milk on my own this week. Um, so to emulate whole milk, I'm going to do 2 tablespoons per cup. Or was it 2 tablespoons per half cup? I think it was 2 tablespoons per half cup that I did yesterday. So for every half cup of milk, I'm making 2 tablespoons of it half and half. And hopefully that with the rest of it being 2% milk will be close enough. Um, that's 4, 5, spilling half and half on the counter. 6. Okay. Wow. 6 tablespoons is almost half a cup. That I think actually 6 tablespoons is a third of a cup. Uh, roughly. Actually, don't need to spill milk on the counter too. Awesome. Spill it on my phone probably. Um, there we go. We're so back. No one's ever been more back than us, even though there is milk on all of the measuring cups now. Awesome. Um, basically ice cream is you just mix up sugar and milk and cream, um, and then make it cold. I'm trying to figure out where to put things. Okay, I need to rinse this. So I don't want to get milk in the thing of sugar. Okay, and then I need, this is definitely a less sweet recipe than the one I used last time. I am like trying to remember the amount of sugar to milk, but it was definitely more than 1 cup to like 3 to like 4.5 cups of milk. Um, it's like probably fine. Like I think it'll probably be good to have like a less sweet mint ice cream. I think that'll be nice. Um, I cut out the vanilla, but I actually don't think I'm gonna use it. The upside to this kitchen is that it's a little easier to clean than mine. Okay, you go away. And then, um, what's not nice is that the stove is kind of bad. I do see why they're like, oh, you don't really have to cook it. Okay, so the cooking was really because it's like custard and you're adding egg yolk, but I think it helps. And after you tempered the eggs and added them, it was supposed to be between 160 and 180 Fahrenheit. Um, so I'm just gonna only heat this up once and get it to the temperature. That is my plan. And then we will. Oh no, because you did add the vanilla then. I'll just toss mint extract in here once. Seems like the sugar is dissolved and then get it up to temp. Okay, how much does it call for it? A teaspoon of vanilla is not enough vanilla if you're making vanilla ice cream for the amount that this is making. Um, I want this to be minty as fuck. I'm putting a tablespoon. The peppermint extract does smell very strong and very pepperminty. Um, there we go. I didn't check if the sugar was all dissolved. Whatever. It's fine. Oh, I haven't added the salt. I should do that. Don't want it to be unsalty. Calls for a pinch. I'm gonna add 2 pinches. So that's okay. Say too much. I feel like I have like the exact same box and brand of kosher salt that my parents have. Like the crystals are bigger here. Maybe it's just a newer box. So it's like the little ones that fall to the bottom are not the ones that are coming out yet, but like I don't know. I feel like mine's kind of similarly full. So who's to say? Um, I should have the thermometer considering I did feel like it like heated up really fast last time. I was also making this. Whatever. Just gonna hang out and mix this. Um, I'm trying to think of things to talk about. There was like a way to um uh like perch this. I don't want to like perch it on the side of the pot because like the casing is plastic and I don't really want it to melt. Um, but it's also like then it would just be bottom and not measuring the liquid temperature. It would just be like the bottom of the pan. I'm gonna put this down for a second. It'll be well. Um, my plan. I guess in the meantime, I'll talk about my plan for the coffee because I think that'll be pretty quick. Um, it is called triple shot espresso, but you make it by just combining three coffees. So I thought it was possible before I got here to house sit that there would be an espresso machine here and I would just make three espressos and pour them together. Um, but that isn't the case. I think at one point my family did have an espresso maker and no longer does. We just have like a regular coffee maker. So, but we have a grinder, and I was like, okay, maybe I can just like grind it espresso style and then just put it in the normal coffee maker. Um, and I'm thinking possibly what I want to do is do that, just make a pot of coffee. Actually, maybe I should have done that first. Oh well. I'm not sure how long this coffee maker takes. I don't really drink coffee very much. Um, I might just make a pot of coffee and then like put some of it down and concentrate it more. And I feel like that kind of gets the vibe of like it's just a strong coffee. Um, play Strong Black Coffee by Mischief Brew or whatever. Um, Actually, I don't think that's who sings that song. Who sings that song? Mischief Brew is Coffee God and Cigarettes. I don't know if they did just Strong Black Coffee. Whatever. Um, okay, we're at 110. Got like 50 degrees to go. Um, so yeah, I think I might honestly just like make coffee and then simmer it for a little while to reduce it. I like it, there's probably a better way to make something that will have the vibe of being a triple shot espresso, but I feel like that's also like not super a type of coffee that people of I don't know, maybe it is. Whatever. Um My other thought was, I'm pretty sure we've got a like French press or an AeroPress or something. I'm not totally sure if there's a difference between AeroPress and French press, or if AeroPress is just like a brand of French press style coffee maker. I was thinking that could maybe make sense because espresso is usually like just like for sure done with like it. I looked up to be like, okay, what actually is espresso? Since I didn't know off the top of my head. Um, and I feel like maybe like a French press would be more in the vein of it than like drip coffee. I don't know. I did consider making coffee ice cream, um, and then sort of decided against that. I do like coffee ice cream. Um, Once this is done, I'm going to cool it by putting it in a bowl and then putting that bowl in another bowl of ice water, which was quite efficient actually when I did it yesterday. And my plan is that I was going to make the coffee while that's cooling. I am going to need to go run and get ice. Um, because I think it would be easier to just go grab some ice from the basement than to use the ice maker on the fridge, which is slow. Uh, but there's a whole bunch of ice down in the basement. So I will do that once this comes off the heat. It's about 140. Honestly, that's probably enough, considering like I don't need to cook eggs on this. And I'm kind of tired of stirring. So I'm going to pour this into this bowl. And then, oh, this is so beautiful. The handle's not hot this time. Smells like mint milk. Okay. I'm gonna go to a BRB screen really quick while I BRB to get ice. Ice, water. Um, okay. That's it. In here. Put some more water in it. Gonna realize that that was completely off camera. Um, not get water in the ice cream, but also not spill the ice cream. Right, here we go. We're so back. I'm probably gonna need to change out the ice. Well, change out the water because the ice will have turned into water. Um, but my hope is that I'll only have to do that like once. And it'll be cool enough after a little bit. Okay, going to leave this. Come on, be nice to me. Would love if you were not like threatening to spill into the water. Good enough. Okay, I'm gonna make some coffee. There. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna turn it around. There's a few beans. I have no idea what kind of coffee's in here. Is there more than one open thing of coffee? I'm gonna guess not. I'm gonna guess that it's the oh right. I was gonna angle things better so that the coffee is visible. Let's do is this sure. We live here now. Cool. Okay. Um. Oh, awesome. This is not an open cup of coffee. I don't really want to like open a bag of coffee. Just this. So I may just use what is already in this grinder. It's not like a. Oh no, that's tea. Something that I actually drink with some regularity. Um. Okay. We might be just grinding the coffee that is in here instead of making getting instead of putting more. This is probably fine. Okay. Um, espresso. It's a fun game called Do I Know How to Work a Coffee Grinder? To which the answer is apparently ah. I must increase the grind. That makes sense. I can't put it back down. Seems like it was pretty much all of it. Oh yeah, there's plenty of coffee. Does this tell me how much coffee I should put in this? And how much water actually? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. I should probably put water. Let's start with that. I have made coffee before, um, though that may not be obvious. Okay, there's something on here marked fill. Uh, well, there's plenty of things on here marked for how much coffee you wish to make. But there's one that is homemade. So I'm gonna assume that my dad knows what he's talking about. Um, everybody else in my family is like has strong opinions about coffee, and I don't really. I have historically not liked it, though I do like a coffee ice cream. Sometimes like a mocha or something. I've been into like dirty chai lattes lately, um, which is I think perhaps a sign of um me being more into coffee these days. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Here we go. Um, I'm gonna say it's probably about quarter carafe that is. Okay, so this is definitely saying how much coffee it will make. Oh, here we go. There's a scoop somewhere. Where's the scoop? This is too fancy. Move too fancy of a coffee maker. I'm used to the one that the grocery store that I used to work at that was just like pour a big scoop in. You're good. Truly, where is this alleged scoop? Is it in here? Does it live in here? Oh, I bet it's this. I bet it's this. And if not, this is a scoop. Okay. And oh, it's got it in tablecloths too. I could have done that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use all of this. And I'm gonna say that's probably good. Hold on. Let me remember if I yeah. Right. Okay, yeah, we're good. I'm just gonna do all of this, and hopefully this is the right amount of coffee for the amount of water that I have. I honestly feel like it's probably like close enough. Um, and I'll try it, and if I'm like, this is very strong, then there we go. Sort of just go with that. And if I'm like, this is really weak, I will do the thing that I was planning on doing, which is making I just looked over and saw the thing that said classic on this, and for a brief moment just saw the two S's and went, does this have an espresso setting the whole time? It doesn't. Rich? What is the difference? I feel like probably the move is to classic. Interesting. Okay, hang on. I probably should not futz around with the ice setting. Rich, more intense flavor that stands up to milk creamer flavoring. That feels like what I want to be doing. Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. Um, oh, I see. I'm pretty sure this is what I want. Also because I filled it to the fill line marked, and this is what it was already on. I'm gonna assume that's correct. Um, well, I think it's going. I think we're good. Let me check on this ice cream mix. Um, it is much cooler than it was. Still kind of like room temperature. Oh yeah, that's coffee making. Uh, there's still ice in the water, so I will not change it out yet. I might make a little snack situation, and by that I mean put some leftover. I made for lunch. I made myself a banh mi style seasoning on some fish. Um, I've been very into banh mi lately, because I found a recipe that's good, and then you like pickle the veggies for it, but then you don't use all of the pickled veggies, and you're like, well, I guess I should make banh mi again. Um, and there was just a random like there was one singular piece of like individually wrapped uh piece of fish. I think it was mahi mahi. Um, not totally sure because it was not labeled. It was in the freezer, and Connie, he's literally just walking past you. Connie likes to bully Bodhi. Okay. Get the stove back frame over here. Cool. Um, yeah, so I made like banh mi, the like marinade, um, and then just put it on fish instead of tofu or pork belly. Um, it was pretty good. Actually, kind of, I feel like it came out better than it usually does when I make like tofu banh mi. Um, I don't know why. I don't know if like the sriracha that I used was just like different. Like it was like spicier. But I feel like just like as a sauce, it's got a better consistency. I did cook it for a different length of time for the fish as opposed to it's like oh cook the tofu for half an hour and flip it halfway through. So like 15 minutes each side. And I feel like that would be too long for this like single piece of fish, so I didn't do that. Um, so maybe like that was had something to do with it. It was really yummy. Um, and I had some sauce left over, so I'm putting it on just a piece of bread with some cilantro. Yeah. Seems that perhaps the coffee is done. Nope, still going. Ice is almost gone from this floor. At which point I will do another little BRB to go get more ice. And, few containers of cream. Um, oh, the coffee is done. Okay. Hey, is this recyclable? Yes. All right. Well, I think what I will do is toss Pause. I don't. What am I talking about? Okay. I'm going to go get more ice for this ice cream to cool off quick. And when I get back with that, I will uh figure out what I'm doing with the coffee. Okay. I will return shortly. I'm back. Fresh ice. You want my hands real quick so that I can stick my finger in this ice cream without it being like having banh mi juice on it. Also, turn this off. Oh, it is off. Rinse this now. Okay, it is cool, which is nice. I think I will leave it in ice water while I figure out what I'm doing with the coffee, and then uh, it should be good. I'm just gonna put away the sugar. I'm gonna not drop the sugar. We'll see if I remember to bring the peppermint extract I got home, because I probably can make use of it. I'll throw a little bit more water in here. I think that'll be helpful. Um, so let me. I thought this coffee isn't like undrinkably hot. Okay. Step one: find a good mug to use. Boy, we sure have some random mugs here. Um, this one looks like it's supposed to be the. This one looks like it's supposed to be the flag of Chicago, but the stars have come off. I don't know if that's actually what it is. Okay, I'm gonna pour just like a little bit of this. Do a little taste test. Because I think probably this is coffee, the ingredient for triple shot espresso. I mean, it's completely plain black coffee. I was imagining it to be more concentrated, but like, no, the flavor is like pretty strong. Trying to think, because what I think I would enjoy is if I did like boil it down and concentrate it a little bit, but like add some sweetness, and do like a coffee syrup, which actually that on this ice cream would be pretty good. So I probably will actually do that, even if it's not part of this stream. Um, but there's no sugar in the coffee recipe, and there's no honey. There's no maple syrup. So that leaves like I think we have like agave, which is a sweetener that is not in Stardew Valley and would, I think, be allowed. Like, I don't really know if like agave coffee syrup is the move. I'm gonna wash this pot really quick while I think about because like the other option, right, is to just be like, okay, I'm not doing anything to the coffee. Like, I'm just gonna put 3 shots of espresso worth of coffee in a mug together, which is just like a full cup of coffee. Let's see if I can find like a little espresso cup or something. 'Cause if I can, I'll just pour 3 of those together and call it a day. I know we have like small cups. Um, oh, here's the French press. I definitely thought it was elsewhere. Oh no, this is a frother. Just kidding. I guess you could also use a different press. Um, let me use this. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna say this glass is 1 coffee. I'll probably like this much. 1 coffee. I will drink the rest of my test. Um, I will put 3 of these into a mug, and that'll be triple shot espresso. And there's a fly in here. I was buzzing directly in. Coffee 1. Okay, I think 3 of these will fit in this mug. Cool. Coffee 2. Coffee 3. Was right up to the top of this mug, but it does fit. Triple shot espresso, success. I can tell you what it tastes like. It will taste exactly like the coffee that I just drank because it is just more of it. And there is more coffee in here. I think I will make a coffee syrup. Um, but I'm honestly probably going to do that after I finish this stream. All right. Um, all right. How is this doing? Okay. Feels pretty cold. Um, so I will get the thing ready. The coffee is really hot. That's what happens when you put like an actual full cup of coffee in a cup. And it's actually not like unbearably hot, but I will probably leave it there for a few minutes before I can pour it. Okay. Um, well, the plug is has a little hidey hole, which it seems to be stuck in. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're so back. We're so back. Um, oh, no, there was another thing of paper towels in here. Okay, there we go. Ice cream maker. I have used this before. It has been quite some time. I just can't remember. Here's the bowl. You need to freeze it. I've done that. And then this thing on the top, and I think probably you just, yeah, cool. Okay. So, I believe the recipe said it needs like 25 minutes. Um, so I'm gonna, oh, I should separate this and make it have colors. Okay. Let me get. I actually had a beautiful plan for this, which is that there's three containers that are all the same as each other. So I will pour the ice cream into each of them, and then I do this so perfectly. I think I did actually do a really good job of splitting it into three. Yeah. Wow. I'm really good at this. I realize actually there's like no world in which my mic picks that up. It was Connie screaming her sweet little heart out. She does that when we're here. She will just like sit in my room and my the guest room. Um, it's my room when I'm here, but um, okay. I'm gonna stick the two in the ice water while using them, so with lids on. And then my hope is that this will result in them being colder and turning and freezing faster. Okay. Um, so I'm just gonna turn this on and pour this in. Um, I guess this is gonna be the white one because I did not put food coloring in it. I'm gonna rinse this, but not worry about cleaning it too much because it's gonna go right back in. Okay, food coloring. Let's put some in the other ones. Let me look. We have two. We have two different greens. I'm gonna see which one I think will be better. Okay, it's like a dark green. I'm gonna use the dark green. And just mix it in with a spoon. Okay, I've got. Oh, good lord. Such is the dangers of using food coloring. Ooh, it looks like a potent green. Okay, we got this is oh, you really cannot see very well the color. Well, yeah, no, it doesn't help to be looking at it. Well, does it? Yeah, you can't see the color very well. Sorry. It's like a delicate mint green currently. Um, let's make it look more Stardew Valley green ice cream green. I have a hunch it will take kind of a lot of food coloring. Maybe like a drop of blue, honestly. Um, I'm kind of a fan of when a mint ice cream is like violently green. I like it. And a lot of the like, like fancy or like supposed to be more healthy or supposed to be more like eco-friendly or whatever, brands of ice cream will be like, no, we're doing like white because that's like what color mint ice cream actually is. Um, I'm getting green foods dye everywhere. Luckily not on my shirt, I don't think, but um, you know what might actually help to darken it is like a problem is we don't have a squeezy bottle red, so I'm gonna have to be creative, and I'm gonna get this reusable straw. I guess I'm using it now. And dip that in. My thought is if I put like a little bit of red, since that's complementary to green, it'll darken it. Which does seem to be working. Yeah, that's good. I think adding more red would be a bad idea, so I won't. I think adding more red would make it really gray, but I think that little bit probably was the move. Um, and I'm just gonna add more green and call it a day. And if that's not enough, oh well. I would like to avoid more green getting on my fingers. Um, you know what? This is like it's not quite the same shade, but it's a decent approximation. And the color on the video is not, at least on my screen. I don't know if it's the camera or if it's my laptop display. Um, it does not look like a very accurate color. But that's okay. That's not it. This goes back in here. The other one comes out. This one needs to be pink, which is much easier because we put a little bit of red and then it's saturated colors with food coloring are difficult. It's like usually like just like not worth the effort. Okay. Um, I'm gonna just assume immediately that that's plenty. I am one little drop of yellow. Like red food coloring is so much stronger. Oh yeah, that's like immediately perfect color. I'm so good at this. Pink also makes sense for mint, especially because like this is peppermint. So you know what? I think that's like exactly the right color. Wow. Still cannot tell. Okay. It looks like tubby custard. Oh, good lord! Someone is at the door, and I don't know who or why. And I'm going, honestly, to ignore it. If they need a family member by, they can contact them. Um, Actually, I would not be surprised if it's one of the neighborhood kids uh, here to see if my little sister can play, which she cannot because she's not here all week. Hence me being here. Okay. I really don't know how to tell when the ice cream is like done. I assume it will, look like ice cream and not like a liquid. Um, okay, I'm gonna do some cleaning up, and then once I'm done, I will maybe make that coffee syrup. We'll see. Okay. What about to Bodhi, by the way, for not betraying my students at the door? Um, I mean, like, it would be fine if, like, oh, it's only the dog that's home, whatever. Um, yeah, I just like don't really want to go to the door with my hands looking like this. Um, yes, I got here yesterday, and the there was like somebody did come to the door and had something to drop off for my mom, and I like went to the door and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And they were like, "Just my mom's name live here," and I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Okay, can we give this to her?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll put it on her desk." Um, it's just so interesting. It looks like there's like a little ring around the outside, like right along the bowl that seems like it's frozen, but the stuff inside hasn't. Which I think is because it's just like out on the edge and it's not getting turned in because it's the like little tiny sliver between where the mixy thing reaches and where it doesn't. Um, okay. Actually, you know what? This is just going to be sync noises for a few minutes, so I think I will mute myself. And you can just watch the the ice cream machine, which doesn't look that impressive on the stream. It's spinning. You can imagine it. Okay, I'm gonna do some dishes. Yeah. Um, it's looking much more solid now. Also did not all keep track of what time I started this, so I don't know when it's been about 25 minutes. I don't think we're there yet. And I think that it's more useful to like see when it's done, feel if I must. Um, yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna make some coffee syrup. Uh, Trying to think like how much sugar I want to put in it. Because I do think that like for a coffee syrup, I would not want it to be as like, like a simple syrup I usually do 1 to 1. Um, like usually the syrups I make are like I'll do like a lavender or like a rosemary where it's just a simple syrup that I put some sort of herb or like whole spice into. Um, but I feel like for coffee, I would not want it to be as sweet, even as a syrup. I would want it to feel more like a sweet, concentrated coffee, but still mainly coffee. I guess I'll start by like measuring how much coffee I have to put in it. I'm thinking I'll just use what's left in this carafe, and not, and I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't really like open a new thing of coffee and make another batch for it. Okay, it's like a little more than 2 cups. Probably about 2.5. Yeah. Okay. Um, I think I should remember to wash this. It is kind of hot, so I'm gonna not um wash it right away because I don't like it. Pretty good. I'm hoping I can do at least 2 batches before I need to refreeze the bowl for the ice cream maker. And if I can't get through all 3, I will taste test it and then I don't know, make a do like a mini like extra one later or something where I'm like, all right, here's all 3 colors. I do have not I have like I didn't buy them, they were already here. Ice cream cones, but they're like cake cones. Oh my god, the fly just flew in front of my camera. Um, Fly cameo. Wow, we're like triple the amount of animals that. Well, I guess double if you count me as one that's normally here. Um, yeah, we'll see if I can't do the full like 3 scoop thing. Oh yeah, that is not even what I got distracted in the middle of saying. I have like an ice cream cone to make it look like the cone in Stardew. Um, but it's not a sugar. Clearly it's like Stardew's like a pointed cone. But I didn't usually when I eat ice cream at home, I just put it in a bowl. So I didn't want to like go get a whole thing of cones just for this. If we had some cones already. Um, I think maybe I shouldn't stick my finger in there. I will stick like a spoon in there, just kind of see. Okay, it's still quite lit. Um, okay, I will get back down. Um, maybe 1-to-1 is the move for this syrup. Because it's like you can make a syrup that's like you can make one that's more concentrated than that. I have never tried it. It scares me. Like you can do like a 2-to-1 simple syrup. So, well, let's do about 1-to-1. I think there's maybe a little bit less sugar than coffee by volume. But that seems good. Ooh, maybe I should have done. I've been thinking of doing like a cinnamon brown sugar syrup lately. I don't know like what specifically I would use it for. The downside to doing like a coffee syrup as opposed to a simple syrup is you cannot see when all of the sugar is moved. Um, on account of the coffee is dark. Okay. Actually, I should use the spatula. Um, oh, this is crazy. Like, feels like it's already dissolved. I know it's not. Like, I draw up a little bit of it, I can see it, but yeah. I think maybe perhaps I will put some coffee syrup on some ice cream or something. We also have I don't know if my dad has like a different name for it. I call it complicated syrup, um, as opposed to simple that he makes that's just like a spiced syrup. It's got like I think vanilla, cloves, pepper, cinnamon, maybe. I don't remember. I've like had him send me the recipe multiple times, but I've never made it because you need vanilla beans, and it's like those are expensive. And I'm like, I'll get them and make this if I have like an event, like a reason to. Maybe I should. My birthday's coming up. Maybe I should like make some for my birthday party. Who knows? And he uses it in like usually just in like old fashions. Um, and like I've been like wanting to make some and like kind of try and come up with a like a some other cocktail that's like based around it because I think that would be fun. I like coming up with cocktails. Although I guess if it's like, oh, it's a flavored syrup, old fashioned is honestly pretty good thing to make with it. Like you probably would just want like a I guess you could do like vodka if you really wanted it to be just like a neutral spirit, but I think it definitely go like I don't know if it would I mean I'm sure it'd be going around, but I think whiskey fits it better. Um it does seem like the sugar is all dissolved, but I think what I might do is just simmer this for a while. Um like I don't I don't really want to like boil it because I don't want to like make weird coffee caramel. Because I am a little bit afraid of caramel. And I don't want to like screw this up. But I do think that like just letting a little bit more of the water evaporate off and really like concentrate this down be be good. Let me taste it. I think I may have added a little too much sugar. Yeah, I wonder if it would be bad to pour this coffee in there to balance out the coffee a little bit. Would that be cheating if I don't finish my triple shot espresso so that I can use the coffee for to make a syrup that's different and not part of this, even though it's happening on stream? I don't know. I do still have most of the mug left because I was letting it cool down. Um, it is not completely liquid anymore. It's like a little softer than soft serve. Like it definitely needs to go a little bit longer at least. I think I should add this. I think I should increase the amount of coffee that is in this coffee syrup. Because it's like, it's like just a little bit too sweet. So I think adding another about a cup of coffee will be about the right amount to balance it out. Let's see. I will mix this in and then try it again. Yeah, it's like it's still sweet, but like it's a syrup. It's supposed to be, but it tastes like sweet coffee and not just sugar that has some coffee. Yeah, we're so back. Okay. um, found some Fritos. Okay, I have some point this week. I'm gonna make tacos. Maybe I should make like Frito nachos instead. I do also have. I brought because I caught them this weekend, didn't use them for anything. Plantain chips, and I brought them because I was like, oh, maybe I'll use them or eat them here. Mix those and Fritos together. I could also just snack on the plantain chips. They're quite good. I feel like I'm maybe like watching the pot here. Like I don't know if problem also is that I think we only have one silicone spatula here, which means I'm gonna have to keep watching it as I move between things that I use it for. I guess I could also like, since I don't need to dissolve sugar anymore, I can just wash it the once and it can go back to being for ice cream. Um, and I can just use like a spoon for the coffee syrup. Um, this may be about done. Yeah, I think so. Cause like I'm gonna like put it in the freezer to firm up a little bit, but it's like, it seems like it is ice cream. Dry this off a little bit. I think probably I can do one more, but I probably will not be able to do all three before I need to refreeze this ice cream maker bowl. Um, and I try my best to get it all pouch, but also the flavor is the same for the other ones. It's just the color that's different. So like, since this one's no color, it's like not the end of the world. Um, there is also, of course, some that is like not churned and it's just frozen to the state. I think most of the bits off the sides, which is awesome. 'Cause I don't want to like clean this because I think that will make it faster. Um, as water is wont to do. Water is great for thawing things more quickly. Um, it's actually quite nice. Like it's not good. And like the flavor is, it tastes like peppermint. It's like it's a little plain, honestly. Um, it's a nice level. It's like not super sweet, which is nice. Um, I'm gonna call out. I'm gonna decide if I want to make the pink or the green next. Um, let's do probably pink makes the most sense because that will be. I think that'll look fine if it's like 1% lighter. The mix currently is. on account of um, the the little bits left on that melted onto the counter. That's fine. I'm gonna like actually clean up after I'm done with this properly, like the counter. Oh, there we go. Round two. I am wondering if I'll have like different opinions on the different colors, if that'll do anything sort of psychologically. Because like I feel like mint in general is like a green or white color to me, but peppermint specifically can be pink. I think about like I made a lemon stick flavored kombucha one time. That was like I made like a lemon stick syrup that was I think maybe there was a little bit of sugar in it. Um and it was like lemon juice and soft peppermint sticks, like the King Leo ones. Like if anyone is from or familiar with the Baltimore Flower Festival, um, it's like half a lemon with like a soft peppermint stick stuck in it that you like use as a straw. Um, and that came out pink because there's like it's a white and red striped peppermint stick, and the like dye leached out into the lemon juice and into the syrup and made it pink. I gotta make that again. That was a good kombucha flavor. Every time I'm like, oh, time to change out my batch. What flavor do I want to make this one? I'm always like, I don't know. I guess I'll just go see what kind of fruit they have that looks good and just like juice it and mix that in. Um, but I think it's fun to try new ones, but I should also not forget the ones that have been successful in the past. Maybe next one I make will be lemon stick. Um, I think there's probably I think there's probably a better way to make shots so than what I. But I think that for the purposes of counting and meeting the rules of my challenge, I do think it worked. Um, Actually, I never read the like description for triple shot espresso because I started with ice cream. I'll do that now. Triple shot espresso. It's more potent than regular coffee. um, Maybe not true for mine because it was just coffee together. But oh, I think the truer way is to like use an espresso machine and make 3 shots of espresso and then drink all of them. Um, but whatever. Uh, I can close that. You close that also. Yes. Mm, maybe I should have paired ice cream with something that like takes longer, so that I could have um had something to do while it churned and not just sort of stuck here trying to think of things to talk about. Um, or if I had three ice cream makes, I could have done all three colors at once. I think it's probably for the best thing that I don't have to go from there. I'm pretty actually. I'm thinking about once my parents get home, and I'm like, all right, time for me to go get home. I'm thinking about seeing if they would be offended if I borrow or take. I mean, like I'll the ice cream maker because it's kind of fun, and I would love to like make some weird flavors. I should make an Earl Grey ice cream because I've made an Earl Grey cake before, or like a lavender Earl Grey. I make like a lavender Earl Grey cake sometimes, and you make like you infuse the tea into the milk for that. I think that would be really good. Um, I've also lately I've been watching the like just in the trees tree ice cream videos, and I feel like the way he does like cookies and candied nuts and stuff as like ice cream mix-ins, that would be fun to like play around with and make some kind of like make some fun ice cream flavors. It would be great when I like get a thing of cream for a recipe, but I only need like half of it. I need like a cup, and you can only get a pint. And then I'm always like, what do I do with the other half of this cream? And sometimes I'll like use little bits in, whatever. I would usually just add little bits of milk in. But like, if I could be like, oh, let me just make like 1 cup of cream worth of ice cream, that would be great. Um, would it make me purchase less ice cream? Probably not. Because I do like the ice cream buffet. um, you know what? I would buy less vanilla ice cream. I would probably, if I was like, I want vanilla ice cream with something, I would probably just make my own. Um, yeah. Let's see. Um, I was like, I other than the fact that I wanted to go to a bakery but it was closed, I've been having like a pretty good day. How's this doing? Okay. We're like on the way. Like looks like it's getting a little bit more not solid, but like less viscous. More viscous. Viscosity is more it's getting more viscous. Gotta remember the yeah, more viscous. I've mostly been reading and I'm like, oh, I could read while I wait. I don't know if it would be like wait, actually, you know what? Does it matter? I mean, otherwise I would just be like sitting here randomly talking about things. So maybe instead I will sit here reading about things. Um, Yeah, I'm reading, covering up the library barcode to not dox myself. I'm reading The Essex Serpent. It's, I'm liking it. I read another book by this author recently. That was also really good. It's like my sister's favorite book. Um, and I was just like at the library and I saw it and I went, I've been meaning to read. Um, but I'm doing a book bingo, and one of the squares I could get to check off is historical fiction. And the other one was kind of historical fiction. It's called Melmoth. It's like an epistolary situation where it's like there's um a like main narrative that involves the main character reading different like journals and accounts and letters and stuff like that that tell kind of related stories from the past. And those are all like in there, so it'll kind of go between like, here's what our protagonist Helen is doing, and then talk about what characters are doing in the present for a chapter, and then be like, and here's this thing that she reads. Um, and I was like trying to decide if I wanted to count that as the historical fiction. Um, because like I feel like I think it feels like reading historical fiction, um, because the different like historical letters and within the book um are like those are definitely historical fiction. Um, but the main story is set like basically the year before the book was published. So it's definitely like kind of present day. Um, the book was also published in like 2017, so it's like, it's like modern day. And I was like asking my sister, I was like, "Do you think this counts?" I'm trying to decide if I want to like use it for this square. And they were like, "Well, her other book is definitely historical fiction." And I was like, maybe I'll pick that up. And then I was at the library and I was like, "Let me see if they have it," and they had it, so I'm reading it. Um, and it is definitely historical fiction. It's set in 1893. And it is. I'm really liking the format. It's also a little bit epistolary, in that between a lot of not I don't think it's between every chapter, but between a lot of the chapters there are like letters between different characters, which is fun. And the different like there's like major parts um, that have titles and stuff. Uh, but then there's like sub parts that'll have. I think most of them have multiple chapters. There may have been one that only had one chapter. Um, but each of the like sub parts is a month throughout this year. Uh, I flipped through looking for the like um month because they're like on only find one. It's like its own page that just says May. Um, or like March or June or whatever. Um, and I didn't see one for October, so I'm not sure if they just like skip October or what. And I didn't see one for December, so maybe it ends before they get to December, but we'll see. I'm enjoying it. I like her writing style. I feel like it's a very um it's distinctive. She's got a distinctive kind of prose style um that lends itself quite well, I think, to sort of like historical fiction of this is set in this sort of time period, like a like 1890s is like Anne of Green Gables. And I think that the author's also British, so like maybe maybe I'm a little bit like interpreting just like Briticisms as being more old timey. But yeah, I think she's like, I think she does a good job of writing historical fiction. Um, writes fun characters. Um, we're working on it on the ice cream front. Um, I'm also hoping that I might actually just like real quick. It is still cold. I'm gonna assume that we're still good for it to continue turning and freezing. Um, yeah. It's reminding me a little bit, and I think this might just be because it's like there are characters who are scientists or interested in science, and like snakes are a recurring motif or theme or like sort of character. But it is kind of reminding me of Gun Island by Amitav Ghosh, which is a book that I read a few years back. Nope, don't look up at the counter like that. This is why when we are here, I keep you in my room all night, and don't let you because I know you would come up on the counter. That's not actually why. I keep her in my room because I don't want her and Bodhi to be together unsupervised. And also there's a dog door, and I don't want her to figure out how it works. Um, because Buffy is a large dog, and the backyard is fenced in here. Actually, my backyard is also fenced in. But it is a fenced in yard that can contain him. The fence could not contain Connie, who is much smaller, and also a cat. And I think that it would be, for the best if my cat did not escape and get lost like 60 miles from where I live. Um, oh, big yawn. What? Oh, interesting. This is not spinning correctly, I don't think. Yes. It kind of seems like it's not. Oh, I completely forgot that I was born on this coffee. No, maybe it seems like it's fine. Maybe I fixed it. Oh, she stole my seat. It's like kind of perfectly simmering though, so that's nice. I'm kind of trying to decide if I think it will still be worth it to go to the bakery that I wanted to go to today some other time this week. Because like I could always like go right when they open and then start work a little bit late. Um, and then just like, have a shorter lunch break or work a little bit later to make up for it. Or I could go on Saturday and I'm still gonna be here on Saturday. This is a good thing to have happening on here while I wait for this ice cream to churn. Stacking. Honey can. And this way, you're not even mad because I'm not holding you. You're gonna get cat hair all over the place. Am I gonna find cat hair in my ice cream? Such are the dangers of having a sweet pea in your life. Okay. We're like, I wonder actually if the video in here would look better if I turned on different lights. Okay. I know. I think after I'm done with this, oh man, it's 4:30. Stream has been longer than I expected. I guess a lot of it has kind of just been like sitting around waiting for stuff to go. Um, I guess maybe depending on how late it is, maybe I'll make dinner. Get started on that cooking. But I don't know. I'm kind of probably just gonna try and finish the book. I brought like 3 books for this week, because they're the 3 books that I had checked out of the library. Trying to think what the other ones are. One of them is uh, one of them's called One's Company that I think one of my friends recommended to me. It's about. I'm hoping it's gonna like be give me sort of this similar vibes of like I saw the TV glow. Um, but it's about someone who is like a hermit and like moves off to and like buys a house or something in the middle of nowhere to like recreate the set of a sitcom, which reminds me a lot of specifically the like I think it was like the I think it was an interview that James John Broom did, um, where they were like, yeah, no, the original idea for I saw the TV glow was like people who are really obsessed with Seinfeld. I think maybe Frasier. I'm pretty sure it was Seinfeld though. And who like uh would like put themselves in coffins and with like TVs inside and just like play Seinfeld and like get buried alive while watching Seinfeld. Um, which like I'm not 100% sure if that's true because there is I do also think of like the interview that I completely forget the names of the actors in that movie. One of them's Justice Smith, right? Uh, and James Schoenberg. I forget the other person's name. The person who plays Maddie. I forget their name. Jack maybe, but I don't know their last name. Um, anyway, they did like a an interview, and they were like, okay, as just as like a bit beforehand, they were like, all right, we're gonna like pretend like it's really inspired by The Mask, like Jim Carrey's The Mask, and just like keep bringing it up. And it was just like a bit that they did, and so they kept like talking about masks and like laughing and like specifically bringing up the mask, and the interviewer was like, "What is happening?" Um, that's so I don't know if the Seinfeld thing is kind of a bit. um, but regardless, the premise of One's Company reminds me of that. And I completely forget what the other book that I checked out was. Maybe if I look at my reading list, I'll remember. Um, let's find out. Oh, I do remember what it is. It's Detransition Baby by Tori Peters, um, which a different friend recommended to me, which is about a trans woman and her ex, who like the ex was also like living as a trans woman for like like I think my friend said like 6 years. I don't know, I haven't started reading it yet, but like was also, while they were together, was also a trans woman, then is like, actually I'm not a woman. And then like has a kid with some other person. And the like main character, who is and is still, there's like, it's one of those things where it's like, what is the right way to talk about the identities of these fictional characters? Um, Sorry, I'm also looking out the window trying to figure out if that's a bird. It's like just far enough away that it might be a weird leaf. I'm gonna go look out the window. Let's see. Um, anyway, yeah, so like it's a weird leaf. It's just like one leaf that's like red, and all of the other ones on the tree are green. And I was like, is that a cardinal? It's just sort of like half hidden. Um, and so then they raise a kid together, apparently. I don't know. Apparently it is pretty good. So we'll see. Neither of those other ones, I don't think either of those other ones will fill in Bingo Square. I think the ones I have left are uh historical fiction, which is going to be the Essex Serpent. Um, and then uh romance novel, which I have an idea for a book I'd like to read for that, but it's like, I think maybe a little silly, and so I want to do it as like a traveling annotations book club with some people. I just need to like find a group of people who want to do it, where you get one copy of the book, and instead of like all reading it at the same time and then talking about it, one person reads it and like annotates in the book, and then sends it to the next person, and they read it and annotate in the book, and like it goes around. I guess it would, like, if I was doing that and I was like the first person to read it, I would probably want to, like, at the end, read it again and read all of my friends' annotations. Um, I would kind of feel like, I would feel like I got the short end of the stick if I had to like not see what my friends thought about it. I don't know. I have a friend who's done something like that before. I have not. Um, so I would probably ask him like, hey, like, how did you talk about it again at the end? Did you pass it around again just to like look at people's annotations? Um, but I'm trying to take your loose hairs off. Stop attacking me with claws. Um, yeah. So that, I think that would be fun for the particular book that I have in mind for a romance novel, but I could also just like read a different romance novel. Um, Especially because it would be so easy to go find one at the library. And probably even find one that I would enjoy, uh, and think is like genuinely good. I'm thinking also maybe I'll just like read stuff that's on my list, and maybe one I'll be like, oh, this is totally a romance novel. Um, and then literary fiction, which I do know what I want to read for that. But I am saving it as a book club pick, so it might be a couple months before I get around to it. And honestly, probably I'll read some that, yeah, like I'm sure Detransition Baby counts as lit fic. Um, we'll see. Yeah, maybe I'll read it and be like, I'm gonna put this on this bingo square so that I can talk about it in my probably final bingo roundup. But I've also been like, honestly, books that I've read that aren't going towards the bingo board. I've also been like inevitable like Tumblr post where I'm like, here's the things that I've read for this bingo. Since the last update, I've also been here's some things that I read that aren't on here. Um, so we'll see. But what I have in mind for literary fiction is You Too Can Have a Body Like Mine by Alexandra Freeman because I have liked the other things I've read by her. Um, and I read a little like sample. Well, okay, I checked out the ebook on like Ruby or Hoopla. And I read a couple pages of it and went, I think I want to read this for a book club. And I think also I want like a physical copy of it. So I have a physical copy, but I haven't read it yet because I'm waiting until I can make my friends read it with me. Um, yeah, but been doing a lot of it. The bingo has been great. I love to like give myself homework. Um, it is still liquid. Son, your mother and I have been worried about you. That's sort of how I feel like I that's what this sort of pose looks like. It does not help that I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. If I was wearing like cargo shorts or at least like board shorts, that would help. But instead I'm wearing yellow pleather shorts. That I don't know how I feel about them. I got them at a thrift store and I was like, these definitely are my size, and I like the color, and they would go with a lot of stuff I have, and it's quite fascinating that they are leather. I was hoping they would be real leather, but like I kind of get why they're not. My computer's gonna die, so I might go find the charger while this ice cream continues to churn. Be right. I'm back, and it's not only that Connie moved, so I have. Oh, I've. That's that's probably good. I have my seat back, which is great because my feet hurt a little bit um, from. I feel like when I like, if I go for like a hike, my feet won't really be. I mean, like if I go for a real long hike, yeah, sure, I can make the coffee almost boil over. It does look like it is smaller in volume than it was before, which is good. I'm hoping to like I'm hoping for it to like thick into more of like a more syrupy consistency rather than just like technically being a syrup because it is a liquid with a bunch of sugar in it. So we'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, it's like just kind of weird, and I mix it in with like some sort of drink. Um, I guess maybe do like if I really wanted. I could do like a um what am I trying to say? Like a sparkling coffee. Like a carb like I could put coffee syrup into sparkling water. I feel like that would not be good. Maybe it would. I don't know. Um Hopefully it will be good like to put on ice cream. Um if that is not the case, then I'll honestly I'll probably make uh like coffee boba. I have boba at home. I'll have to do that like next week if I do that. But I mean, I'm not. I'm probably if I doubt I'll use all of the because it's kind of a lot of coffee syrup. I doubt I'll use it all this week, but I probably will. Whatever. Is he? Are you actually plugged in? You're not. That's why you didn't get brighter. That outlet just doesn't work, apparently. I think I probably knew that. I feel like I remember that half of that outlet doesn't work. Um, it is obviously kind of weird being like as an adult back at your parents' house because it's like I at one point I knew exactly how this place works and I don't totally remember anymore. You know, I remember the broad strokes. Um, but like to some extent it has changed and definitely I have changed. Like now I know exactly how my home works and I'm like trying to find a good place to put my water bottle down. Um, yeah, and like I don't have as like instinctive a knowledge of like what ingredients do we have around? Where would this thing be? Where like if something's not in the place where it normally would be, if we have any, where else would it be? Um, it's just interesting. Um, I'm a little bit worried that the bowl's not cold enough anymore to be freezing us. Let me take a peek. I guess it probably isn't. Honestly, it does not feel frozen. Let me see. Maybe it still is. Maybe it's fine. Oh no, there is definitely still like frost on the outside. Okay. Again, I like have absolutely not been keeping track of time. I know at 4:30 this was going already, but I don't remember if that was like right when it started or if it had already been going for a little bit. Um, um, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that it like gets. Actually, I guess we should probably put the green one just into the fridge because I'm not gonna um turn it right away. I'm gonna refreeze bowl. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to just like have a snack sitting here, but probably I will make dinner when I finish this stream. So maybe I won't do that actually. Uh, see. I'm like, I kind of want to like talk about what I'm reading, but I'm also like more than halfway through this book. I'm like, 2/3, somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 of the way through. Actually, wait, I know roughly how many. Yeah, I'm like, I think there's like 400 pages, and I'm on about page 260. So, um, there are 418 pages. Let's find out how far of the way through I am. Anyway, I feel like if I'm just like, here's what's happening right now, or like if I ask questions that I'm just sort of like wondering and honestly could look up, and maybe I should. Would arguably be spoilers, which I don't know if that matters really, but I still would, I think, rather not. Um, okay, what was it for 18? I am 62% of the way through, so I'm actually not 2/3 of the way done. Not quite. Um, yeah, I don't know. He's a character in this book who is often referred to as the imp. That's fun. Oh, literally the question that I was thinking of asking aloud has just been answered by just reading like another paragraph. Wild how that happens sometimes. my headphones are telling me that they have low battery. It has been like a half hour almost since it's like almost 5 now. This looks honestly the same as it has the past few times I've checked. I fear that we may be at the well, it does stay a little bit um more like solid when I scoop it than it did last time I tried scooping. I'll need it going for a little bit longer, but I feel like I will probably wrap up stream here. I think it's been long enough. Early, if I can remember where I put it. I will properly try this, and I think I will probably do like a just like a little mini stream later as a um what's the word I'm looking for? I will do like another little mini stream later once I've done all of the colors and like properly make a cone out of it and try it. But one of my earbuds did just die. It seems like maybe it was not the one with the microphone, but the other one is also about to die. So, thanks for watching. I will be back, I guess,